49ers. Oh, man, it feels so good to check out my 49ers. This wagon feels so good. I'm trying to tell you, this 49ers wagon. This lady right here is doing my pedicure and manicure. They got seats on the wagon that massage your back, your thighs, your knees. Oh, they got refreshments. Oh, the food you ain't never heard of, seen. I'm trying to tell you. And they got all kind of drinks and if to all the ones that like to drink, they got all kind of liquor and wine coolers. Oh man, it feels so good to be on this 49ers wagon. So if you want to come on here and get drunk, they even have people that take care of you until you sober back down. Oh man, I try to tell you. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go swimming, if you want to play basketball on the wagon, you can do whatever you want on this wagon. If you want to buy a car, they even have cars on the wagon you can buy. Oh, man. It feels so good to be on this 49ers wagon. Oh, man. Shout out to Swaggy. This video is about Swaggy. I will leave the original link in the description box down below. And shout out to the homie Terry for sending me this video to check out. And this is why the NFL is terrified of the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers, what's happening? The beautiful people around the world. Who y'all got winning that Super Bowl ring on the finger? Y'all got my 49ers? Do y'all have my 49ers? Who y'all got winning that ring on the finger? Comment down below, let me know. But let's check out the 49ers, y'all.
Numbers never lie, film doesn't lie. Brock Purdy is elite statistically, and he's elite from the eye test. You put that together, that's why he is on pace to be the second best quarterback ever in terms of EPA per dropback in a season. Only ahead of him, Peyton Manning in 2004. You've got guys like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady on that list as well. I have noticed with Purdy is that he is good with the ball in his hands after 3 seconds, after 2.5 seconds. Jimmy was terrible, right? That's why the 49ers didn't get a Super Bowl with him, was because when Jimmy had to make a play, he couldn't, right? Jimmy is a game manager. Brock Purdy is a...
Jimmy was terrible. Jimmy was terrible.
Star. He's a top 10 quarterback right now. He's top 5 in MVP voting. And we just saw him have 2 drives back-to-back against a dangerous Cowboys defense where he just completely shredded them. I mean, Shanahan has Purdy playing in more shotgun, more I formation, just all different types of formations that we didn't see with Lance, we didn't see with Jimmy, and he has faith in him, right? I mean, Kyle Shanahan is known for drawing up run plays. He's the best in the NFL at that. But against the Cowboys, he just let Purdy throw it down the field because he has that much faith in him. And that's the thing with Purdy, is that the 49ers, they haven't had a quarterback this good since Steve Young. And yes, Purdy is better than, of course, Colin Kaepernick, who I do like.
Jeez. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that comment right there. It could, you know what, now that I think about it, yeah. Because Kaepernick, Kaepernick ain't really get to prove himself, you know. Facts. But then again, everybody's tied to their own opinions. So y'all comment down below, let me know how y'all feel, man. But what's the name? Yeah, he was legendary. He was a legendary quarterback. So yeah, I can't even put nobody above him from the 49ers. You know what I'm saying?
As a player, as a person, but Purdy is just a different type of talent. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you guys why Brock Purdy is for real. And I shouldn't have to do this because everyone knows it that's been following the 49ers. But if anybody still does have question marks about Purdy, I'm going to explain it. Before I do that, guys, smash the like button and subscribe.
Yeah.
I have not had a Niners video this year get over 1,000 views. So I'd be very grateful if you could do that. And let's just dive right into it. So where do we begin with Brock Purdy? I think we have to start at halftime. It's 21-7. There's 11:53 remaining in the third quarter. What does Purdy do? He leads a 90-yard drive, throws for 82 yards and 4 passes, and the 49ers overcame 15 yards of penalties. That's how good Purdy is, even when dealing with adversity. He torched the Cowboys in back-to-back drives in the second half to push the lead to 35-10. The consistency of Brock Purdy is for real. He continues to play high-level football and win games every single week. He's now top 5 in MVP odds, rightfully so, like I just said earlier. And Dallas, I mean, they just never had Purdy looking uncomfortable. He threw for 4 touchdowns, and in his career so far, 22 touchdown passes to just 4 interceptions. Purdy hasn't thrown an interception since the third quarter of Week 17 in that win over the Las Vegas Raiders. And Purdy's teammates have jokingly called him a robot because he seems like he's programmed to play the position. He almost never does the wrong thing, and the robot keeps upgrading his software, right? I mean, for Brock Purdy, it's crazy. He's only 23 years old, and he's already better than Kaepernick. He's already better than Garcia. He's the best to do it at the position since Steve Young. Purdy, he started off hot, and he stayed hot. That's why Shanahan continued to dial up passing plays, which is something that never happened with Jimmy, something that never happened with Trey Lance. And this is what Shanahan had to say about it. So, quote, "Yeah, I felt that way with him all day," Shanahan said after Purdy completed 17 of 24 passes for 252 yards and registered a 144.4 passer rating. "There wasn't a time that I didn't feel he was in great rhythm. You just got to be careful when you feel that way beginning to end, that you don't just start calling too many passes. That's the challenge of the play caller, because you do too many and eventually you're going to give up a chance to make a big play." But we felt if we were mixing enough that he was pretty on. Purdy is remarkably better than Jimmy ever was late in the down, especially when holding the ball. That's the biggest difference, is that when you need a quarterback to make a play, you need a mobile quarterback. You look at the best quarterbacks in the league right now. Who are they? Mahomes, Allen, Herbert, Lamar, Hurts, right? Even Joe Burrow can make plays outside of the pocket. Well, Jimmy couldn't do that, and that's why the 49ers weren't able to get a Super Bowl. Brock Purdy can do that. He's exceptional at getting out of the pocket. The first drive of this game.
Get out that pocket. Get out that pocket.
Purdy under pressure is also very good. He's just the perfect quarterback. He doesn't have the biggest arm. He's not the most athletic. He makes up for it with his IQ and just his intangibles. And that's something that you need to have to play the quarterback position. And we saw Purdy against the Dallas Cowboys in the divisional round was solid. I mean, he had 87.4 passer rating, completed 65.5% of his passes, did not throw an interception. But the most important thing is that Purdy didn't have an interception, he didn't turn it over, and the Niners were able to win 19-12. So I'm looking at Purdy, and he said how, the Cowboys disrupted him and that he'd go over the game film frequently from that. And that's why the Niners go out there and they score over 40 points. They've scored at least 30 in every game, and they've outscored their opponents by 99 points in their team's first 5 games. Buffalo has a 79-point differential, the Niners have 99. So the Niners have a plus 20 advantage over the Bills, which is pretty crazy. So, and the Niners, they're only the 5th team to score 30 or more to start a season, right? And they've actually done it 8 times in a row. So it's crazy how good the Niners have been. And if you look at Purdy, I mean, he's leading an offense that is one of the best to ever do it. And you look at the quarterbacks that are on that same sort of level, offenses that have scored 30 points in, of course, 8 straight regular season games. You've got all Hall of Fame quarterbacks, Kurt Warner, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady. So to have Purdy where he was drafted, of course, is just, it's unheard of, right? I mean, we have never seen anything like Brock Purdy in the history of football, a guy that was Mr. Irrelevant that has come in and become an elite level quarterback. Now, obviously, we've seen Tom Brady be a late draft pick, and he is known as the GOAT by many people. He's not my GOAT. That'd be Peyton Manning, but that's just me being a biased Colts fan. But still, it just doesn't happen, right? Normally, we see first-round picks be the guys that teams build around, and it's just interesting. It's fun to see someone in the 7th round do that, right? I mean, we saw Purdy, of course, go up against Matthew Stafford week 2 of the season, early on in the season. Matthew Stafford was the number 1 overall pick. Brock Purdy was the last pick in the 7th round. It's just so much fun, man. That's why it's easy to root for Purdy, because of where he was drafted. And Kyle Juszczyk also had a touchdown. Kittle had 3 of them himself. McCaffrey and Jordan Mason had a rushing touchdown on the ground. 42 points in the Dallas Cowboys. That hasn't been done since Dan Quinn became the defensive coordinator in 2021. The Niners have been just on a different level, and we haven't even talked about their defense. They came into week 5, 7th in defensive DVOA. They had 3 interceptions. They sacked Dak 4 times. The defense held the Cowboys to 4 yards per play. They are now tied with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the NFL lead in turnover differential at +7. They've got 8 interceptions, which also ranks number 1. Remember last season when the Niners had the best defense? They were first in turnover differential and first in interceptions. Well, clearly the Niners defense is back. It just shut down a dangerous Cowboys offense. I mean, Dallas went 3 and out twice to open the game. Of course, all-pro linebacker Fred Warner forced a fumble from running back Tony Pollard on the first play of the third drive with that peanut punch, and Warner was voted Defensive Player of the Week for the NFC. So shout out to him. Shout out to Kevin Givens for diving on that ball. That's something that the 49ers do practice in practice, where you got to get on the ball, you poke it loose and get on it, because it's one thing to punch the ball out, but if you don't recover it, I mean, it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's something that the Niners have been doing for years now. And Warner, he's just been setting the tone for this defense. He already has 2 sacks. The most sacks he's had in a season is 3, so he's on pace to break that. Of course, we've seen what he can do in coverage. He's the best coverage linebacker. He's racking up a ton of tackles. To this point, I mean, I'm always seeing Warner get 8 or more tackles every game, which is just elite type of category.
Trying to tell y'all, man, it's 49ers wagon. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I'm gonna see y'all this week. This Sunday we're gonna see y'all. This Monday I'm gonna see y'all. We're gonna have fun. Week 6, week 7, week 8, week 9. We're gonna see how this thing play out, man. 49ers looking really good this year though, and I'm satisfied. You know what I'm saying? I'm also looking at my Eagles this week too. Hey. I knew Jerry Jones was gonna sell it for me. 2 for buy 1 get 5 free. You know, I tried to talk to Jerry. Jerry said he had he couldn't rewrite the script. You know what I'm saying? I said, Jerry, this script don't look right. He said, I know, Rick. I got to give it to the 49ers. I say, Jerry, I'm getting on that 49ers wagon, Jerry. I told Jerry, I'm getting on that 49ers wagon.